this make it feel more real?
Actually, when I landed the other day, a lot of memories flooded back about like road trips to Perth and the excitement that playing in a venue in Perth. And then to walk in here this morning, it was once known as the Entertainment Centre. So it is really becoming a real experience right now for me.
What does the next couple of weeks look like for you when you sort of hit the ground running, so to speak, with pre-season?
Yeah, so a lot of my communication with the staff throughout the franchise has just been like text messages and over the phone. So to actually sit down with these people and talk about our plan moving forward, meeting the players, there's something to be said for still a one-on-one contact with people versus everything telecommunication. So just getting to know people, them getting to know me as well, is very important for us to hit the ground running once the season comes around.
Sean Thomas' announcement yesterday, is there a big focus on the defensive setup for you this year, given what you saw last year?
Sean is going to bring great all-round versatility, but I do want to address the defense the way I would like to play. I think offense will take care of itself. They were a very good offensive team last year, and there's a lot of the same members coming back. So rebounding and defense, and then that'll just propel the offense as well. So everyone, whether they're an import or the Australian content, they're going to understand that we need to play some defense to catapult our offense.
You've got a very good shift. A lot of the rookies here have been Trev, also they've had 3 coaches in 3 years.
Yes.
How big a challenge is that to try to not give too much they have to relearn and change, given the change they've been through?
Yeah, look, very good question. Now, fortunate or unfortunate, I had 5 coaches in my first 5 years as a pro, so I've spent a bit of time reflecting on that and what that meant as a player. Like, the demands can be a little different from coach to coach. So being mindful of that, having a clear vision and producing clarity so there doesn't become that indecision. Because once you get out there playing, you don't want to have a cloudy mind. So I think back to one of the earlier questions where I need to have a rapport and a trust with the players before we actually get in a meaningful game. I think that'll really help us take care of that.
When do you reckon you'll have everyone together?
Yeah, we're striving for the middle of the month. Obviously, we still got one more import to add to the group, so that'll have to be a really quick turnaround. But yeah, by the middle of the month, we should be at full force here, heading into the preseason.
That's 6 weeks. So is that enough? Or would you like a little bit longer?
Any sport or any business, the timeline is the timeline, so we just need to deal with it. And that's where early on simplicity and clarity is going to be huge with the way that I approach that moving forward.
Will you feel that roster spot on the season start date will sort of keep it open to bring a player in if you kind of identify an area that you want to shore up a bit more?
Yeah, look, when I first accepted the job, flew to Vegas to be around Summer League. So, look, we're trying to get that situation secured. Me, personally, I want to get it done just so I know where we're at as far as our roster. I think it brings comfort to the players, back to the 3 coaches in 3 years. When you can bring a picture together sooner rather than later, it just helps guys be at peace and ease with where we're heading. Yeah, we obviously got to address some size on our front court, rebounding, but then the type of player I like is versatile. So those guys aren't easy to find, but we'll be doing our best to try and find someone that fills that, because it's great to talk about imports and what they're bringing to the group, but we already have a very talented group of players. So we've got to make sure that those people are going to fit with the guys that we already have.
Given the success of the Wildcats, there's always a high level of expectation. Are you enjoying it? Does it motivate you?
Yeah, for me personally, I want to put myself in successful situations. And when you talk about Perth Wildcats, the longevity of the franchise, history speaks for itself. So that, to me, that's attractive about the job. Everything's not just going to be peaches and cream. There's going to be some tough days, but I understand that, and I need to be able to deal with that. So that part of it's attractive to me.
Have you had a discussion at all with years gone by? Have you talked to him about being coach of the Wildcats and what makes a successful team here in the West?
No, look, I've been, I watched NBL over the years, followed Trevor's success. He was busy at Summer League himself, so I don't want to encroach on his situation and be mindful of his family time in the off season. But I'm sure at some stage we'll catch up. Look, some of the players on the roster were young whippersnappers when I was finishing my career in Townsville. So there should be a smoother transition with knowing some of those guys.
I was going to say, what about the fact that the team's been on their worst seasons in decades? Is that daunting?
When a bad season is 16 and 12, you're working with something pretty good.
You coach in so many different places around the world, and with the Burns as well. How different is Australian basketball when you sit down to do this job? Do you have to be a different coach compared to when you're at the international level or when you're in America or like that?
No, some of the coaches that I lent on as I went through this process, everyone says the same thing. You got to be yourself. Like I'm going to ask our players to play to their strengths. Obviously, you always want to address your weaknesses and try and get better with that as it goes on. But I have to be myself, because at the end of the day, you're only kidding yourself if you're trying to be someone or making something that it's not. So I'm going to be myself. And I look forward to that. I'm passionate and energetic about this sport. I've been very lucky to do what I've done with this sport, both as a player and now as a coach. So I'm just going to continue to be me and love it or like it.
Are you worried at all about the recent instability? We're talking about 3 different head coaches in the space of a year or so. There's been lots of changes in the club. How concerned are you about that?
Yeah, if you follow my coaching career, I've been coaching for 12 years. I've only been at 2 stops. So part of myself, I want to put myself in a good situation, but I also want to create a situation where I see myself long term. So we can look at the short term and say 3 coaches in 3 years, but there were some people before this time that was here for a long time and very successful. So, I'm trying to lose the short-term memory and look at the history and the track record of the club. Sorry? Oh, huge. Yes, huge. Like I've already reached out to a number of the former players that are living in the community that, we swapped some nice pleasantries in playing days, but obviously I have huge respect for those guys. So I want them to embrace where we're going with the team, and I want them to be around it because WA and the Perth Wildcat fan base are very passionate to start with, so I want to make sure everyone feels welcome, and success breeds success. So having the likes of Grace and Vlahov, Paul Rogers, Catalini, I know I've missed out on some names, but I want to embrace the history, and I want those guys to feel welcome, that they can walk into our locker room at any time and enjoy the moment with their new teammates.
Public for most of the time, and the year before there was the NBL Cup, so away as well. Have you received feedback that there's been a bit of a disconnect between the former group and the current group because of the inability to do these sort of things in the locker room and catch up, talk?
Yeah, I guess because I haven't been around the NBL on a day-to-day, I'm naive to all of this that you're talking about. So naivety can be a great thing. So, I'm just thinking of us being embraced in the community, our players and franchise doing a great job in the community. So the Wildcat brand will be a great thing for people to want to cheer for, and us as players and coaches representing.
What is Luke Travers looking at now? You've got the NBA to worry about as well, and you've got a position for everything. And where does he fit into your jigsaw puzzle?
Oh, look, we need Luke Travers to be at his best, take a step in his career, because if he takes that step, then he becomes an NBA player. If he's playing for the Perth Wildcats, he's not quite an NBA player, so he's got things to work on. I want to get him to the NBA level. I think what Summer League did for him was he realizes probably how he needs to apply himself on a game-to-day basis and be a consistent player.
see him becoming a bit of everything?
Like a bit of everything, but just getting a little better at his versatility, like his playmaking ability. Like we talk about Bryce Cotton, we got Corey Webster that is an elite scorer in this league or on even the international scene. Throw in 2 imports, Todd Blanchfield, like Luke Travers can be the guy that he's a straw that stirs the drink. So I don't want to pigeonhole him. I think it's his versatility that is his strength. And as I go through this, I want basketball players on the court so they can read and react off of each other versus, well, we need a 6'11" guy out there. You know, I want versatility, dynamic players. So Luke Travers really fits that mold.
I think you were saying that the NBA is almost fitting in a way where it's positionless.
Yep.
How does that kind of fit into your style of play? Is there that flexibility of giving Luke Travers a lot of versatility and flexibility on court, or is your style of play very much a set role kind of player?
Like everyone's going to have their role to perform, but versatility is the way that I want to play, because then the opposition can't key in on as much stuff when we do our scouts and stuff like that. So the versatility is intriguing to me, but when you say that, you need to be a lead or have a very good skill set that allows you to do that. Like everyone knows, Bryce Cotton is trying to put 50 on you every night. But if our opposition can really key in on him, we need players that can feed off of that themselves, utilize his strengths to their benefit, like vice versa as well.